The Amazon, a green paradise turned into a bloody arena. What creature is strong enough to dominate this cruel place? Bloody Amazon. Giant otter versus caiman. The Amazon, a mighty river stretching thousands of kilometers, winds through dense tropical rainforest. Sunlight filters through the dense canopy, shining on the murky water, where thousands of creatures share the same territory. The bustling sounds of birdsong, insects chirping, and waves blend into an endless melody. But beneath that peaceful exterior are unpredictable traps, where every moment can turn into a fight for life and death. In the shimmering light of the Amazon, a graceful figure cuts through the waves. It is the giant otter, the largest carnivore in the weasel family, with a length of up to 2 meters. Its shiny, dark brown fur stands out on the water surface. Its wide, flat head, bright eyes, and long whiskers help it sense every ripple, detecting prey even when its vision is obscured. Unlike many other predators, they live in close-knit packs, coordinating each other in every movement. When attacking, the pack rushes like spears, surrounding and cutting off the prey's escape route. The echoing screech from the water's surface is not only a communication signal, but also a warning, instilling fear in others. Dawn spreads golden light on the river surface, reflecting the ripples where the otters are busy foraging. However, right under the still water, a giant black shadow is silently moving. From the murky mud, the caiman emerged, its cold, glowing yellow eyes locking on its prey's every movement. It lay as still as a rotten log, but behind that stillness lay a deadly force, waiting for the moment to strike a fatal bite. The otters were undaunted. They spread out, surrounding the giant. Their screeches sounded like a command. Then boom, the fight broke out. Then suddenly, all was silent. The caimans slowly submerged into the murky water, while the otters circled warily. The battle turned the river into a seething arena, where the speed and coordination of the otters clashed with the brute strength of the ancient reptiles. The endless battle left an eerie silence. Was this just the beginning of an even more fierce confrontation? As the river gradually calms down from its raging rage, deep in the heart of the forest, another journey begins. A journey to protect and nurture the next generation. When the rainy season comes, the river water rises, and the giant otters begin their reproductive journey. They choose dry holes on the banks, dig deep into complex tunnels, lined with dry grass and rotten leaves. These dens are not only a hiding place, but also a protective fortress for the next generation. After nearly 2 months of pregnancy, the female gives birth to 2 to 5 otters. They are born blind, weak, with small bodies only the size of the palm of a hand, completely dependent on the protection of the pack. Not only the mother, but the whole pack contributes to raising them. The adults take turns hunting fish to bring back, guarding the cave entrance, and teaching the young their first lessons: how to swim, how to dive, how to use hissing to communicate and warn. The chirping of the cubs echoes in the cave, mixed with the sharp screeches of the adults, like a song of survival passed from generation to generation. It is this unity and spirit of protecting their young that helps giant otters maintain their dominance in the fierce Amazon, where any opening can turn into a death sentence. However, the Amazon is not just a herd warrior. Deep in the dark mud, another force is silently waiting, possessing the strangest weapon of nature. In the lush green of the Amazon, among the wet carpet of leaves, a small but terrifying creature quietly appears. They are poison dart frogs. Their bodies are only 2 to 5 centimeters long. Their skin is brilliant with bright yellow, orange, blue, or red tones. That eye-catching beauty is not to seduce, but a deadly warning. Stay away. The secret lies in the skin, where extremely toxic alkaloids are secreted. Just a few micrograms of toxin can stop the heart of a small animal. Some species are so strong that the natives use this poison to coat the tips of their arrows, turning them into hunting weapons, from which the name poison dart was born. When breeding season comes, a shrill call echoes through the forest, signaling their search for a mate. The male chooses a damp leaf to court the female, then fertilizes externally. The tiny eggs are laid in a moist environment. When they hatch, the tadpoles are carried on the male's back and moved to small puddles on leaves or tree holes that contain rainwater. There, the mother returns periodically, laying unfertilized eggs to feed the young, a nurturing behavior rarely seen in amphibians. Although their toxicity makes them less likely to attack, poison dart frogs do have natural enemies. Some Amazon snakes have evolved to resist venom, making them rare predators capable of challenging this tiny creature. In the Amazonian wilderness, the poison dart frog is proof that power lies not in size, but in adaptability. A small creature can strike fear into the forest with a single touch. As the light fades in the gloomy canopy, the water becomes a dark mirror, reflecting silent but dangerous movements. In that silence, darkness swallows the river, hiding a power that is slowly awakening, preparing to turn this place into a silent battlefield. Amid the still waters, a giant predator stirs in the soft mud. Its muscular body is covered with olive green scales, mottled with black spots, a perfect camouflage that blends into the mud. Its eyes and nostrils are located on top of its head, allowing it to hide below the surface, motionless as a log, waiting for prey to come near. In the Amazon wetlands, the anaconda is the ghost of the swamp. It is not as agile as a jaguar, nor does it have the deadly teeth of a caiman, but its weapon is pure muscle power. Once it is wrapped tightly, each squeeze is a death sentence, preventing its prey from breathing until its heart stops beating. A young capybara walks down to the water's edge, quietly drinking from the cool river. In an instant, the water explodes. Suddenly, the giant python leaps out. The sound of its struggles echoes through the forest, but only a few minutes later, the water returns to silence. The capybara is gone, leaving only ripples as if nothing had happened. The giant python slithered silently into the depths of the swamp, leaving behind only the fading ripples on the surface of the water. It needed no fanfare. Its power lay in its silence, in its soundless squeezes that reduced any straying creature to a shadow of memory. When the giant shadow sank to the bottom of the water, the entire forest seemed to be silent. On the towering treetops of the Amazon forest, where light could hardly penetrate, a giant black shadow was quietly observing. It was the harpy eagle, the most majestic bird of prey in South America, and also the nightmare of all species in the jungle. With a wingspan of more than 2 meters, a body weighing up to 9 kilos, the harpy possessed strong white feathered legs and curved claws up to 13 centimeters long, strong enough to crush the arm bones of an adult. The golden eyes shone like 2 blades, observing every smallest movement in the dense green sea of leaves. Not needing the stealth of an owl, nor the speed of an eagle, the harpy chose to attack boldly. From above, it swooped down into the densest tree layers, using absolute strength to control its prey. Below, a group of monkeys were busily swinging from branch to branch, their chirping calls echoing throughout the forest. They were completely unaware that death had locked its gaze from above. In an instant, the harpy eagle swooped down like an arrow. Its black, crescent-shaped claws had already tightly grasped a small monkey. The harpy flapped its wings vigorously, disappearing into the blue clouds, carrying its spoils back to its nest. In the midst of the harsh cycle of survival, the harpy eagle was the ruler of the Amazon sky, proving that in this fierce natural environment, only absolute strength could maintain its throne. Under the dense forest canopy, another force was silently waiting. In the darkness, mingling with light, someone quietly watched every breath of its prey, ready to strike the finishing blow in the blink of an eye. It is the jaguar, the landlord of the rainforest, the only predator that can match the underwater monsters. The jaguar is a solitary hunter. Rippling muscles, short but powerful legs, are born to ambush and deliver the final blow in the blink of an eye. Its golden fur is dotted with black flowers like mysterious circles, both perfect camouflage and creating the majesty of a ruler. The jaguar's most powerful weapon lies in its teeth. Its bite is twice as strong as a lion's, strong enough to pierce through a skull or a thick, hard turtle shell. Unlike other big cats that usually aim for the throat, the jaguar chooses to bite straight into the head, ending its life in an instant. On the riverbank, a caiman lies resting, seemingly safe. But from the shade, its bright yellow eyes watch every breath. The jaguar slithered away, each step as smooth as the wind on dry leaves. Then suddenly, it rushed out. The crocodile became prey for the one with the scary teeth. The Amazon River, where ghosts spread terror, now witnessed another power. The power that comes from silence, from the sudden and decisive blow of the lone jaguar hunter, the soul of the rainforest. The Amazon is the green lung of the earth, where heaven and hell are only separated by a thin line. Every battle, every ambush, every cycle of reproduction, all are links in the never-ending song of life and death. It is also a testament to the magical balance of nature, where strength, dexterity, speed, or intelligence all have their own place in the evolutionary cycle. Which species do you think is worthy of becoming the killer of the Amazon jungle? Leave your comments below the video. And don't forget to ring the bell and subscribe so you don't miss the next wildlife survival series. A journey repeated for millions of years, where the instinct for survival drives millions of creatures to rush into the most fierce race on the planet. From the icy rivers of the north to the scorching savanna of Africa and the deep waters where the ocean meets the Rocky Mountains, all are in sync. Every step, every flick of the tail can be the boundary between life and death. Bloody migrations. The race between life and death. The far north of the planet, where land meets ice and ocean meets sky. The air is so cold that every breath turns to white mist, and the water shimmers as if covered with thousands of crystal shards. In the midst of this landscape, glaciers roll through snow-covered pine forests, creating silver paths winding between majestic mountains. The sound of water crashing against rocks echoes like the heartbeat of nature, both fierce and regular, signaling the arrival of migration season. Under the cold water, sunlight penetrates each layer of waves, reflecting on the bodies of the red salmon. Salmon are the great travelers of the ocean. For most of their lives, they live in the cold salt water, where deep pressure and fierce ocean currents forge a perfect body for endurance. When the time comes to spawn, their primal instincts rise stronger than any fear. They leave the ocean, starting a journey upstream, thousands of kilometers long, overcoming waterfalls, deep chasms, reefs, and waiting predators. The sound of water pouring through the northern forest resounds like the drumbeat of nature, beating the rhythm of the battle for survival. The white waterfall pours down from the high cliffs. The foam sprays up in a mist, covered with cold mist. In the swirling water, a school of red salmon was trying to fight upstream. Each powerful body bent, gathering force from its tail, then jumped up like a living arrow piercing through the fierce water. White foam splashed. One almost reached the top of the waterfall, but was swept back, smashed hard against the rocks, and then disappeared in the midst of the rushing water. The sound of the water mixed with the sound of the wind, creating a fierce harmony of wild nature. And then, from the cold, wet, mossy rock bank, a giant black shadow appeared. It was the grizzly bear, the master predator of this river. It stood firmly on its hind legs, its body covered in thick, wet fur, its eyes intently watching the boiling water. Water splashed into its face, but the bear remained motionless, waiting for the right moment. And then, the bear's hunt began. It bit hard. Water and blood mixed together, flowing down through its snout. The bear took a few steps back, chewing slowly, his eyes still fixed on the waterfall, where hundreds of others continued to swim upstream, as if nothing could stop them. At the foot of the waterfall, other salmon still jumped up, wave after wave, the red light covering the water surface. A few made it through, falling into the peaceful waters above, survivors in the storm of survival. The afternoon sun cast a soft golden light on the now calmer river. Foam drifted lazily, carrying a faint red streak of diluted blood, traces of the fierce battle just past. The surviving salmon continued to swim slowly upstream, their bodies torn, their scales peeling, but their eyes still shining brightly in the cold water. The current weakened, the sound of the waterfall faded away behind. Before them was the shallow water, the riverbed strewn with fine pebbles sparkling in the sunset. This was the beginning and the end. The female salmon uses her tail to gently flick her head, digging a nest in the gravel, each movement slow but instinctive. The thin current washes away the tiny grains of sand, revealing a shallow circular hollow that will cradle the new generation. The male approaches, his body crimson, his jaw curved, his body rough and tired from the long journey. They wrap around each other, gently rotating in the cold water. Then at the same time, the female lays eggs. The male releases sperm to cover them. A small, opaque cloud spreads in the clear water, like the breath of new life. Everything becomes quiet, only the sound of water trickling and the shimmering light through the river surface. The female salmon stops, her body shivering slightly, then lets herself lie still among the pebbles. The male also drifts gently beside her, his body gradually darkening, his eyes dimming. The water flows by, gently, carrying the story of sacrifice and rebirth. A few weeks later, those eggs will hatch. The tiny young will drift with the current, away from this place, towards the vast ocean. Then, a few years from now, they will return to this same river, this same stretch of water, to continue the endless ritual of their ancestors. In their last breath, the salmon do not lose. They complete their mission. Their death is the seed of life for the new generation, and the river, stained with blood, still flows, as a testament to the eternal cycle of nature. Far to the north, where the snow covers the horizon, the ground seems to no longer distinguish between land and sky. The cold wind cuts through the skin, blowing the snowdrifts into a hazy whirlwind. In that space, a giant moving stream is flowing slowly. The North American caribou herd begins its great migration journey. More than 200,000 individuals move together, creating a mobile sea of life that stretches to the horizon. The footsteps trample on the snow, leaving thousands of imprints like the heartbeats of nature in the ice. They migrate in cycles, thousands of kilometers each year, from the southern taiga forest up to the Arctic tundra in the north, where the light never goes out during the summer. Their goal is to find new pastures to breed. There, when the ice melts, the first young grasses sprout, a precious source of nutrition for the newborn calves. The reindeer's journey is a race against time and nature. The snow is blown into columns of dust, covering the reindeer herd, moving across the vast tundra. In the distance, faint white shadows appear. At first, there are just a few small movements in the snow mist, then gradually, a pack of wolves. Their pure white fur makes them almost blend into the snow. Only their golden eyes shine brightly in the cold wind. They move low, fast, silent, as the invisible winds gradually surround the reindeer herd. In a moment, they rush forward. Precise bites, blood red on the white snow, a single streak of color in the frozen world. The reindeer herd continues moving in the distance, not stopping, not looking back. Because in nature, life cannot wait for loss. The strong continue to move, to maintain the flow of the species. In this frozen land, there are no cruel people, only creatures loyal to their instincts. The migration continues, and the cycle of survival begins once again. Winter comes from the north. Cold winds whip across the grasslands, carrying white snowdrifts that blur the space. The sky is gray, the ground is frozen, and the only sound left is the howling wind echoing across the prairie. In the midst of this desolate scene, the herd of North American bison begins to move. From afar, the ground shakes with heavy beats. Huge masses of muscle move silently, their breaths coming out in streams of white smoke. Each one is covered in thick, shaggy fur. Its shoulders are like natural shields, the only armor against the harsh cold of the frozen land. The herd of bison moves slowly, but never stops. They follow the scent of snow-covered grass, traveling dozens of kilometers a day, crossing frozen rivers and white-covered fields. Ahead, a few older herd leaders, leading the way, knew the way well, because this journey had been repeated for thousands of years, following the rhythm of the seasons and the instinct of survival. When the snow fell heavily, the bison used their heads and shoulders to butt the ground, plowing the ice to reveal patches of dry grass underneath. The sound of the ice cracking echoed, mixed with the heavy breathing of the giant herd. Amid the snowstorm, they continued to move south, where open grasslands and abundant food sources awaited. Days later, the ice began to thin. Patches of land were exposed under the weak sunlight of late winter. The bison finally reached warmer grasslands, where the pregnant females would stop, preparing for the moment of birth. In the quiet space, amid the lingering cold of winter, the first life breathed. The small, wet-haired calves shivered in the cold wind but still tried to stand up on their slender legs. Around them, the bison herd formed a circle, their huge bodies blocking the wind, protecting their calves from predators lurking in the distant darkness. The dawn light shone down on the grassland, illuminating the frost-covered bodies of the bison. Their breathing mingled with the wind, creating a solemn song of new life in the cold season. Time passed quickly. The wind began to change direction. In the gray sky, migratory birds flew in a V formation, signaling the coming of a new winter. Instincts arose. The herd began their journey back north, where the ancient snow forest still awaited. The way back was familiar, but full of danger. Thin ice, the first snowstorm of the season, and eyes lurking behind the cold white curtain. As the cold gradually swallowed the steppe, the shadow of the snow forest appeared on the horizon, high, low, and quiet. The herd moved slowly, its breath turning into thick white smoke in the air. Everything seemed to be silent. only the sound of heavy footsteps on the hard snow. But in the distance, in the thick fog, something was moving too. White shadows loomed, silent and agile, the northern wolves. They had been watching from afar, patient as shadows. Then suddenly, the white shadows rushed out like living arrows. In the midst of the fierce battle, the bison fell, becoming the price of sacrifice for the herd to be saved. In the distance, the herd of bison continued to move. Their footsteps were heavy, but they did not stop, because in this world, life does not allow for even a moment to stop. Life is never truly peaceful. When the birthing season ends, the hunting season opens again. And just like that, between the white snow and the red blood, this planet continues to rotate with the never-ending breath of life and death. In every corner of the planet, from the frigid oceans to the scorching grasslands, from the top of the permafrost to the deep, humid forests, the race for survival continues. What do you think makes species migrate thousands of kilometers and always find their way back to where they were born? Leave a comment below the video. And don't forget to ring the bell and subscribe so you don't miss the next wildlife survival series. The frozen Antarctic, the land at the end of the world, where the cold can kill life in just a few minutes. Can they overcome the cold, hunger, and predators that always lurk in the darkness of the ocean? The frozen ocean, the penguins' fierce battle for survival. The Antarctic sky is gloomy. The bitter wind howls incessantly, blowing up each snowflake that flutters. On the dark sea surface, giant icebergs drift, cracking and breaking. Making thunderous roars. The snow covers the entire area, stretching endlessly, turning this place into a suffocatingly cold world. The dim sunlight flickers through the thick clouds, casting a weak yellow light on the ice, signaling that life here is fragile. In the cold of minus tens of degrees, just a few minutes of wandering can take your life. However, in this extreme, harsh place, there is still a small but resilient creature that chooses this as its home. That is the penguin. Penguins, flightless birds, are master swimmers in the ocean. Their bodies are shaped like a torpedo, covered with thick, tight, waterproof feathers, keeping them warm even when the temperature drops below minus 40 degrees Celsius. Their height ranges from 40 centimeters in small species to more than 1 meter in the emperor penguin, the largest species. The body is jet black on the back. The belly is white, creating perfect camouflage. From above looking down, the black back blends into the deep water. From below looking up, the white belly blends into the surface light. Their short, stiff wings, which cannot fly but act as paddles, help them glide underwater at speeds of 10 to 15 kilometers per hour, and can even leap out of the sea in a powerful leap. They have eyes specially adapted to see clearly in the dark water and the ability to dive deeper than 500 meters, holding their breath for up to 20 minutes, a feat in the bird world. But penguin survival depends on more than just swimming skills. They live in groups, closely bonded to withstand the ice and protect the young generation. It is this solidarity that has helped penguins survive for millions of years in the harshest ocean on the planet. Under the dark water, the world appears completely different. Dim light penetrates the thick ice, shining down to create magical, shimmering bands of light. Schools of anchovies and krill move in giant masses, shaking the entire underwater space. This is where the treasure that feeds the penguins through the harsh winter is found. The penguins darted like living arrows. Their stiff wings flap strongly, their small bodies gliding at incredible speeds. They dive straight into the school of fish, tearing apart the piece with precise and swift bites. However, behind the calm water, a predator silently watched. The leopard seal, the notorious killer of Antarctica. With a body nearly 3 meters long, teeth as sharp as blades. It hid in the darkness, waiting for the right moment to attack. Suddenly, the leopard seal rushed out. In just a split second, its sharp teeth had bitten the baby penguin. A miserable cry rang out, and it sank completely into the icy water. While the whole school of penguins panicked and rushed to the surface to find shelter, the leopard seal calmly enjoyed its spoils. In this ocean, it is the apex predator, cold, ruthless, and uncompromising. Nature has just concluded a deadly battle, but the cycle of survival has no room for rest. For penguins, every peaceful moment is just a stepping stone to another harsh challenge that is about to come. In the harsh Antarctic winter, when temperatures can drop below -40 degrees Celsius and bitter winds blow, penguins begin a reproductive journey that is unique in the animal world. After laying a single egg, the females will carefully roll it over to the male. From that moment on, the heavy responsibility falls on the father. The male places the egg on his feet, covering it with a fold of skin called a brood pouch, keeping it warm for weeks in the winter darkness. During this time, the males eat almost nothing, living off their fat reserves, sometimes going hungry for up to 4 months. To cope with the harsh cold, thousands of males gather in giant circles, side by side, to protect each other. They take turns changing positions. The one on the outside, facing the cold wind, gradually moves towards the middle, while the one on the inside gives way, a dance of survival maintained by collective instinct. As winter gradually passes, the female returns, bringing food from the sea. They locate their mate and young amid thousands of noisy calls, with their own unique and unmistakable call. The reunion opens a magical moment. The young are given warmth, milk, and their first chance to enter this harsh world. In the life cycle of a penguin, each egg, each successful hatching, is a feat of endurance and bonding, a testament to the most resilient reproductive strategy on the planet. In the midst of the harsh, icy ocean, where cold winds can take away life in a moment, penguins still steadfastly survive. They are small but resilient, weak but full of determination, turning solidarity and sacrifice into the most powerful weapon to fight against cruel nature. But also on the cold sands of Antarctica, the bitter wind howls incessantly. That seemingly calm surface hides a giant force. Every time it crawls, the whole beach shakes. With a body up to 6 meters long, weighing tons, this is the true giant of the icy ocean, the elephant seal. The elephant seal is the largest seal species on the planet. Adult males can grow up to 6 meters long and weigh more than 3 tons, many times the weight of a sea lion or leopard seal. The most recognizable feature is the long, swollen nose like an elephant's trunk, which gives rise to the name elephant seal. When fully grown, this nose can grow up to 40 centimeters long, allowing them to roar loudly across the beach. The massive body is covered with a layer of fat dozens of centimeters thick, helping to retain heat in the icy sea. The skin is gray-black, rough, sometimes shedding in large patches during seasonal molting. The large, round eyes help them see clearly in the darkness of the deep sea. Although they appear heavy on land, in the ocean, Elephant seals are experienced hunters. They are capable of diving up to 1,500 meters and holding their breath for more than 1 hour, a record in the world of marine mammals. Their main food includes fish, giant octopus, and deep-sea creatures. The walrus uses its powerful body to chase prey in the dark, relying on its ability to locate by sound and its specially adapted eyes. The season of the walrus is one of the most dramatic scenes in Antarctica. Return to the sand or ice fields, establishing their own harem. A dominant male can rule over hundreds of females, and it must constantly fight to maintain its reproductive rights. The battles between male walruses are often extremely fierce. They rush at each other, using their giant bodies and sharp teeth to tear and tear, blood staining the sand. Only the strongest can maintain the leadership position and pass on their genes to the next generation. After about 11 months of pregnancy, the female will give birth to a calf. The walrus calf is born, weighing about 40 kilograms, drinking rich, fatty milk from its mother, and after only 3 weeks, can increase its body weight 3 to 4 times. They are then weaned and must embark on a harsh journey of survival in the cold ocean. In the harsh, icy world, the walrus still firmly maintains its position as a giant. Its strength, resilience, and survival instinct have helped it survive for millions of years, becoming a symbol of the enduring power of the cold ocean. In the deep water, where light cannot reach, another world exists. There, absolute darkness reigns, and strange creatures hide in the eerie silence. In that eternal night, a giant figure suddenly moved. Eyes as big as plates could see clearly in the darkness. Following each faint wave, from the giant body, tentacles up to tens of meters long stretched out, containing terrible power. That was the giant octopus, one of the most mysterious creatures in the ocean. The giant octopus is one of the largest mollusks in the ocean. And weigh more than 200 kilograms. Their bodies are flexible, able to squeeze through crevices in rocks smaller than the eye. The octopus's skin is covered with special pigment cells, allowing them to change color and pattern in a split second, both for camouflage and communication. Large rectangular eyes, helping them see clearly in the dim light of the deep sea. Below, or even baby sharks. Suddenly, from the darkness in the distance, agile and ruthless predators. Their saw-like teeth flashed in the cold water. The chase broke out. The giant octopus twisted its tail, a school of angry sharks, swimming around in circles in despair. In the ocean world, the strong do not necessarily win. Sometimes, survival comes from ingenuity and the ability to hide in the endless darkness. After escaping the shark's clutches, the giant octopus sank deep into the darkness of the deep sea, where few enemies could reach. But its real battle was not only survival against predators, but also a race against time to maintain its species. In the world of giant octopuses, reproduction is the final journey of life. The male This process is silent and mysterious. In the darkness of a deep ocean rock cavity, the female octopus slowly moves into a secluded space where the rocks shield it. Forming a natural nest. After choosing a suitable location, slowly laying each small egg, each covered by a thin membrane. Once laid, the female carefully protects them from outside dangers. The mother octopus uses its tentacles to wrap around each egg, meticulously protecting them. When the eggs hatch, the tiny babies float with the ocean currents. For the giant octopus, reproduction also means the end, a harsh but endless cycle of nature. In the middle of the icy ocean, where the cold wind howls and darkness reigns in the depths, every creature is writing its own survival story. All, big or small, are caught in the same endless vortex. There, the strong may not necessarily win. The weak may not necessarily fall. Only those who know how to adapt, be resilient, and sacrifice can continue to survive.
Nice.
Which species do you think will disappear first in Antarctica when the ice melts? Leave a comment below the video. And don't forget to ring the bell and subscribe so you don't miss the next wildlife survival series.